Here's something I didn't think I'd get to quite as soon as I did. This is the Macintosh G5 that I got when I was down at the Peoria Superfest. I didn't get it at the Superfest itself, but here it is. I did clean up the top of it, but I will need to clean up a little bit more. This is the first iteration from Apple of this case design that actually served them pretty well for quite a while, actually. They kept this for a number of years until they went to that cylindrical trash can that they turned the turned the Mac Pro into. I don't know why I said iMac. I am of the opinion that this design represents a radical departure for Apple from what they were. You know, the sleek, elegant design of something like that, moving into the utilitarian of this, but it's still recognizable as a Power Mac. It's just, it really feels like it was not quite the same, and I know that Apple had an aluminum thing going on at the time, so it kind of makes sense. It didn't come to me with that video card. That's not the original video card either. In fact, that's going to come out because that doesn't actually work in this, or at least it seems not to. It looks like, I'm not 100% sure, but that is where the antennas would go for airport and Bluetooth. This thing doesn't have the antennas installed. Optical audio in and out, as it so helpfully labels. Speakers and a line input. 2 USB ports, Firewire 400, Firewire 800, Ethernet, and a built-in modem. Of course, your power is right there. Go ahead and we will open this. If you saw my Mac Pro video, I don't remember what I did in that video, but this is a pretty similar design. In fact, it's basically exactly the same, it's just slightly different. Go ahead and we can read the spec label here as far as what this was when it was new. 2 GHz dual processor, PCI-X, with 512 megs of RAM, DDR400. I really kind of expected a little bit more than that in terms of RAM. I thought this would be DDR2, but I guess it's just ever so slightly not new enough for that. 160 gig SD, which stands for Super Drive, so that's a DVD burner. A Radeon 9800 when it was new, which is no longer there, of course, and a 56K modem. As you saw, GP, this thing is packing dual 2 GHz G5 processors, the blast furnace of a G5. That cooling is necessary. So is this plastic baffle. My understanding is the system won't actually run properly without this in place. I'll set that aside. But have a look-see. You can see, looks like we got a pair of 256 megabyte memory modules for your 512 megs total, unless it's been upgraded. But it could take a total of 8 modules. And that's kind of tempting to do, but maybe not right at this particular minute. And there's your dual processors. There's where the battery would have been, which is fortunately not there. It looks like the optical drive is an IDE optical drive. I wasn't expecting to see that. Yeah, that looks like an IDE. It is. It's an IDE optical drive. I would have thought this would be SATA through and through, but I don't know. It's probably a little bit older than I think it is, really. There's your PCI-X, 64-bit PCI slots, and an AGP slot. I was actually going to put a PCI Express video card in here, but we won't be doing that. This thing is AGP. So I'll have to get that out of there and put in the video card that I bought for this. That's a hard drive that I put in there. That's not original. I'm not really sure what this would take in terms of screws to mount a second hard drive, but I don't know that I really care to put a second hard drive in here anyway. It doesn't really need it. Here is the card that I purchased for this. Supposedly it's been flashed with Apple firmware. or it is an Apple card in general. It's just a Radeon 7000, so nothing great, but I'm hoping that it will be sufficient to get this thing running. Alright, there it is installed. I also put a slot cover over top of that slot that's empty. I just realized this is a BTX form factor system. Usually when I think of BTX, I think of Dell, but BTX offered improved cooling, and the G5 you need all the cooling you can get, so it makes sense that it's a BTX form factor. Of course, I think technically, well, maybe not, because those older ones were flipped down, so even though this side is the side that opened, the card still went in the normal way, and everything was still arranged in technically the normal way. This is a true BTX system, because the cards go in upside down, like that. Alright, let me put all of the covers back on this. I can find the little plastic baffle. Here it is. Like I said, I believe that this is required to be in place for the system to actually operate. Same thing with the side panel. Which does give you some instructions on how to do things. Actually, I think that's basically how to put things back. And it might even be for the processor. Or maybe that's just for the RAM. I don't know if the CPU would have been considered a service part on something like this. Though it's certainly upgradable. Okay, I'll have to get a keyboard and a mouse, but for now, just as a quick test. Power light. There's the video. See, I was not getting that before. Amazing. Okay, once again, we should be ready to go here. I'm holding down the mouse button. I didn't hear chime. It's blinking 3 times at me. What a surprise that there's a problem. I've left it alone. Okay. It just chimed at me. Just turned it off and turned it back on. I don't know, maybe it didn't like my holding the mouse button down. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Let me put my macOS disk in there. Okay, I wonder if it locked up. It might have. It shouldn't take that long. I wonder if there's some flaky RAM in here, maybe? With the disk in the drive. I'm assuming that disk is dual layer capable. Like that drive is dual layer capable. Maybe that's a incorrect assumption to be making. Well, now it's trying. I wonder if it's going to bail out on me. Maybe you can hear that. There's some serious coil line coming off of that. I hope this disc is good. Because I don't remember. I got so many of these discs that This could be bad. Well, I should probably set up the disk first, right? Might be a good idea. Hopefully it sees the disk. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, keyboard is working just fine. Erase. Erase. I don't know or care what was on that. Yeah, that's coil wine coming off of the hard drive. I'm a little concerned by that. Oops. But coming off of the hard drive. I have an exclamation point. Repartition the disk as Apple partition map. Well, I would have thought it would have done that for me automatically, but Apple partition map. Guess we got to do it this way. macOS extended. Go back into options, make sure that it's Apple partition map. If you apply, partition. That noise is coming from the power supply. Now, does it complain to me this time? Is it a folder? Why is it a folder? It's not what I want. You know what? I don't really care at this point. I just want you to work. So we'll customize this. Looks like it's going to install everything. That's what we want. We'll hit install. And that will probably take forever. Checking DVD. You know what? To save some time, because I'm bold, I'm just going to skip that step. And we'll see what happens. 2.5 hours? Are you kidding me? It's really going to take that long? Huh. That's kind of sad. If I had known it was going to take that long, I'd have waited to start this until a time where I knew I'd actually have 2.5 hours. Oh! Yep. That's why it was saying it was going to take that long. Oh, I got a bum disk. I guess I'm going to be finding another disk. That's a pain. Alright, let's try another disk. See if that happens to work. Alrighty, that looks like it's a little bit faster, but I suppose we'll find out together. Still longer than I would have expected to see, but it's a whole lot better than it was before. Hopefully it gets through it, though. Okay, apparently it just rebooted on its own. Look at that power supply. Oh, even over all the noise. I don't think the volume is loud enough you'd be able to hear the audio. Yeah, not really. It's pretty quiet. But it would be rude not to show it. Oops. Oh, there it goes. Interestingly, this looks like a widescreen setup. Should probably actually plug that in. Alright, well, it's not 2008 anymore. Sometimes I wish it was, but... Go into the future. Today is the 22nd. It is 8:38 in the morning. Quite close enough. Don't forget to register. And here we are at a desktop, eventually, once it loads. Wow. Yep, I don't need a DVD anymore, so I can eject that. Here you can see, I will have to run updates. It's a couple revisions out of date. We've got dual 2 GHz G5 processors, 512 meg of RAM. Might be nice to upgrade that. I probably have some upgrades I could throw at this. It's a Pioneer DVD-RW, kind of interesting. Texas Instruments. Chip for the main stuff, and then a crystal audio for the digital outputs. This does have Bluetooth. There's all the usual burning stuff. Interestingly, it doesn't talk about dual layered discs. But I just installed from a dual layer disk. Firewire 800, RV100 ATI monitor, 1152 by 870. It's a little bit of an odd resolution. Can it do the native resolution of this panel? Well, it's supposed to be the native resolution of this panel. It actually looks worse, believe it or not. It might just be the VGA though. New hardware RAID. 256 megabyte DIMMs. I could probably upgrade those. PC 3200 unbuffered. No PCI, no parallel SCSI, power information, no printers, no SAS. One Hitachi 500 gigabyte hard drive. And USB information. There is no airport card installed in this machine. That's network activity that you're listening to right now. The coil line on that is nuts. Oh, it stopped. Oh, now it started again. You know, it's amazing. It's not really actually doing anything. But this has really driven home the point that YouTube is just really not a thing on a machine like this. Wow.
Well, hello there everyone, and welcome to another UXW Bill video as we cruise into the Keykeeper's very crowded driveway.
I don't even know if I can stop the video.
Why am I going to the Keykeeper's? Well, because the naughty truck is at it again after 270 odd thousand.
This I think is like 140p too, and it's not working. Alright, Let's see if it works any better without the cognitive toxins in place. I kind of doubt it.
Well, hello there everyone, and welcome
But
to another UXW Bill video as we cruise into the Keykeeper's very crowded driveway. Why am I going to the Keykeeper's? Well, because the naughty truck is at it again. After 270-odd thousand miles, the alternator
sort of.
gave up. Or so I've
It's
heard
better,
some
but
believe.
yeah, not
It was
much.
actually quite a long.
Okay. I wonder if I turn down the quality on that, if it would actually perform any better. But I've noticed that below about 360p or so, it really doesn't, which is kind of amazing. It might have actually worked.
After 270-odd thousand miles, the alternator gave up. Or so I very strongly believe. And it was actually quite a long pathway to the point that we finally reached where the thing has given up completely. Because a couple months ago, on a very hot summer day, I started out, I was going down the street, heading to get some lunch somewhere.
Now, I've got reason to believe that if I put a bigger video card in here, I might actually get better performance. My understanding is that this shipped with a Radeon 9600 Pro or something similar. This only has a Radeon 7000 in it. The RV100, as you saw. So, and if you're wondering what browser this is, this too is pretty outmoded, but I'm not sure if there's really any browsers out there left that run on the PowerPC processor. So, there you go. There's a little crash course. Even dual processors can't really save performance on some things. So, it's really kind of a sad commentary. Then again, this machine is from what, 2004? Something like that? I'm not really sure. The operating system is from 2009. Yeah, I'm sure if I go look it up, I can figure it out, but it's not new anymore, that's for sure. Go ahead and I'll drag that into the applications folder where it belongs. So I can find it. Put it on the dock, and where it belongs, and I'm going to go ahead and shut this down and close this video finally. So, there you go. There is your Macintosh G5. Pretty nice little machine. What am I going to do with it? Well, I don't know yet. I'm sure I'll think of something. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below.